Hey guys, welcome back. Oh, mic adjustment. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please excuse Rick James on my head. I've been trying to experiment with my hair lately, and I don't know, I just bear with me. Anyway, so the title of this video is "This is Affecting My Mental Illness." And what I'm talking about is me seeing surgery, plastic surgery on my screen, and just these images of these people's bodies. And me personally, I have nothing against plastic surgery, but I do, however, feel that too much is a bad thing. And what exactly is too much? So too much to me is if you see someone, say if you see someone's lips, they're looking more bigger than you would naturally expect them. Or say someone's behind is bigger and it's just not proportionate to the rest of their body. Like their legs are very small, their arms are very small, their back and waist is super, super tiny. And I don't know about you guys, but the women that I see that have natural behinds, they usually have fat in other places, like their arm, their thighs, calves, just fat migrates. And when you're putting this huge thing on your backside and it just doesn't look real at all, moving on. Then these breast implants that are freakishly large to the point where it just looks like a deformity. It looks like it looks like tumors are growing out of people's chests. And I don't know, guys, to me it's extremely outrageous and it's very disturbing to watch. Me is like all my life I've had really large breasts and I've struggled with my weight all my life, and I wasn't really blessed with a big butt. And I was kind of not really jealous, but maybe envious, or I love ass. If I see a woman or anybody, I don't care gender, if you're a male or female, woman, man, I'm looking back there no matter what it is. And if it's huge, then I'm staring for a while. I'm going to try not to be a creep, but big butts look great. And I think that's why so many people get them, of course, but it's just it gets to the point where if you're doing this legally, then, a Brazilian butt lift, these Brazilian butt lifts are very popular. They've been popular for quite some time now. And, plastic surgery is kind of new to us. It's been around for years and decades, but it keeps advancing and advancing. But even though it keeps advancing, the danger of a Brazilian butt lift is pretty high. You could lose your life. You could, you could be in the hospital for a long time, the recovery. And I also have an issue with how us as women see these, virtually these other women online who are getting work done, and how we kind of look up to them in a way, oh my god, she has this and she has that, she has this tiny waist, she has this really, really big butt, these really, really little legs, these really, really big boobs, these really, really big lips, and this teeny tiny nose. But how that's affecting me personally, seeing this on my timeline, it's kind of messing up my perception of women. And if you guys are on YouTube, of course, and you watch these videos of, yeah, I got 28 breast implants and I feel gorgeous. Like, lady, that's mental illness. But, it really messes up how women register how we see ourselves as beautiful, and also what other people feel is beautiful. Because when I see these people on Instagram mostly, I'm like, oh wow, like, their bodies look kind of crazy, but they're getting all this attention and they're getting all this admiration. And then like I check the comments, and the comments like, oh, amazing. And, you get a few bots here and there who are like, oh yeah, like, I'm beautiful, don't look at my profile picture or whatever. And I want you guys to like actually click on the pages of these people who are giving these other people, these women, compliments who got this surgery done, and actually take a look. We can't really be envious. And I really want young, impressionable girls to not, look at these women and get inspired. If you really click on these people's pages, they're kind of like virtually nobodies. Like, I don't mean to sound harsh in any way, but when I look at these profiles of these people commenting on these people's photos on Instagram, like, oh God, you're beautiful, so delicious, and these thirst bucket comments, and I'm actually clicking on these men's profiles, and 9 times out of 10 they're creepy. They're definitely not people that I would pursue or really want under my comments and on my page if I were to get plastic surgery and get work done, or just post in general. I really wouldn't want these people commenting, because I, for one, don't know them, and number 2, they seem like the craziest and weirdest people I've ever seen on the internet. That's number 1. And number 2, it's affecting my mental health because, again, I feel like as a woman, my perception of women, it just ranges. Like, we're just so unique and we're so different. And I think that's what's so special about us. And I think that's what's so disheartening to see these women who get on these plastic surgery tables and they just get this work done and they end up looking either like everyone else or extremely crazy. And when I say extremely crazy, I mean deformed. I mean body dysmorphia. I mean, like, ma'am, that's excessive. So it's just like, okay, if I can't look like everybody else and I don't want to look like myself, I'll look like something really, really crazy that this freaky doctor can, like, kind of Frankenstein put together and make me look like, hey, this supposedly desired thing on the internet. There's these black market situations that women pay to go to. And I'm sorry, but if someone has an ad, or, and I watch a lot of documentaries about how these women, get fooled into paying these doctors to put like Fix-A-Flat, baby oil, Trek glue, eyelash glue stuffed in their ass. And it's just like, ma'am, you going to a hotel or wherever. A lot of these black market injections are done in hotels. And let me tell you something. Do you know what else happens in hotels? A lot of sketchy things. So you're going to get this procedure in a hotel, and you think that, oh yeah, I'm going to walk away scot-free with my big bud and my whatever injections. Ma'am, you need to go to a real doctor. And that's another thing. Nowadays, a lot of the doctors, the legitimate doctors, they take these patients in, they take these women in who clearly are dealing with serious mental health issues and body identity and self-identity issues, and they're taking them in without a mental and why can't this be in place where women and anyone, this isn't even, just for women, but anyone who chooses to get plastic surgery, depending on what that plastic surgery procedure is, why can't they get a mental health evaluation? Oh, because the doctors don't care about their patients. They just care about the money, per se. But, there has to be real research, and women are going to keep getting affected by, the black market injections, and they're also going to get affected by, going to these doctors. A common theme when I'm watching documentaries about women who have gotten like botched procedures or they got the black market injections, it's this theme of, you see these women come in and they're like, yeah, I'm very lonely. I don't have friends. And I spend most of my time on social media. And the support I gain on social media means a lot to me. And that's how I make a living. That's usually the story and the theme of these women that get these procedures done. And, how can someone who has such this distorted reality of their self expect to gain real life friends? Guys, it's very sad, but at the end of the day, we have to start loving ourselves, and we have to start accepting what happens to and on our bodies naturally. And like I said, I'm totally not against plastic surgery. Like, I think it's beautiful. I think, women who, if you see something that bad in yourself, or you don't like this part of your body and you want to get it updated, go find you a legitimate doctor, look them up, have conversations with them, build a relationship with them, and also ask yourself, is this mentally, going to benefit me as well? Like I said, the mental health evaluations, that should be a real thing before these women and these people in general just get on a surgeon table. And I feel like throughout, just in general, we've been trying to exist in someone else's beauty standards, never in our own. Like, what do we individually see as beautiful? Because me personally, I think a lot of things are beautiful. I think the fact that, our bodies go through changes, whether that be naturally, holistically, or physically, these changes are beautiful. They can be a beautiful thing. But is this natural thing so bad or so negative to the point where, hey, I don't want this to be a part of me anymore. Or I want this to look this way. I want this to look like hers. And then that's another thing. In the age of, dealing with, these influencers, where do these ideas come from? Where in the world is it okay to have these deformed bodies, like, and then these women just think it's beautiful to have these gigantic implants that are just like, they look horrible. And then you can get your lips done and your face done, and it looks like you got stung by like 1,000,000 wasps. I've seen a documentary where a person completely just shaved they kept getting procedures done to their nose to the point where they didn't even have a nose. So then you start crossing into lines of self-mutilation and, voluntarily deforming yourself to fit whose beauty standards. And that's another thing. I feel like in social media, in this day and age of like technology, we're just chasing other realities that aren't in our lives. And we're just chasing these beauty standards that have nothing to do with us. So the conversation I really wanted to have today was I want people to pay attention to how the the people that you see on your screen that you don't see in real life, depending on, if you're friends with that person, you personally know them, but how you interact with social media and how you interact with your ideas about your body and how you want to see other bodies look, just think about that. And I feel like the job of an influencer or an Instagram model is very dangerous and can be very harmful because your career and your living is based off of people's compliments, opinions, thoughts, and especially if you surround that with something as superficial as a body. And when you display your body online and you open it for everyone to talk about, whether it be positive or negative, it can affect you. So we live in a society where, women can easily get praised online for being superficial. We can easily go online, show our breasts, show our ass, show how small our waist is and how snatched it is. To the point where we can make other women who don't have, a strong platform as, someone who has like 1 million followers or 20 million followers or maybe like a couple 100,000. I'm going to showcase my body. And I'm pretty sure the women who get plastic surgery, they don't get their plastic surgery to make other women feel bad about themselves. I'm pretty sure that's not the goal or the target. I'm pretty sure women get their bodies done to make themselves feel good and also in turn receive compliments, whatever. But the reality is women, and including myself, we look at these other women online and we observe and watch how they get praised and what gets praised. And what gets praised is excessive nudity and how big your bodily features may be. We are decimating women to their body parts on the internet. And it is affecting my mental health because I feel like, and so many other women, we use the internet as our creative space to showcase our talents, to showcase our business. And you have these women who their business is their body. And that's not how it should be. I've seen this over and over again, even within the sex work industry. It's very, very toxic to decimate yourself and decimate your character into this statue of, just deeply surgically enhancement and extreme body disfigurement. It's really dangerous, and it's dangerous for me to watch because I'm seeing all of it unfold and I'm like, wow, these women are doing serious damage to their body and their mind. But they're filling up these doctors' pockets, and they're filling up, unfortunately, these underground butt injectors. And of course, they're not going to be the ones to advocate for these women. These women are not going to be, some of them, some women are botched and they want to tell their story and they want to put it out there like, hey, don't end up like me, do good research on your doctor or just leave your body alone. You're beautiful as you are. But then there are these women who, we live in this fast-paced society. If you want a nice body, you can get it, you can pay for it and have it in, after recovery. I'm not sure how long recovery takes, But after recovery, you can have your body. You don't have to work for it. You don't have to imagine anymore. You can make your dream body come true. But it's hard to call it a dream body when you've just been taking other people's opinions of what they think is beautiful and you want to make it your own. So we're running into these women who all look alike, all have the same features. And then, hey, if you don't have it, you're ugly, or you're not as desirable, or you're not going to get enough followers, or you're not going to get enough likes. Because that's what these women talk about when they get on these little mini docuseries, and they literally just go off talking about what they do for a living and how social media just makes them feel so satisfied with their lives. And, they're able to live comfortably and they're able to shop, get this and that, based off of what a doctor was able to add to them or take away. But what I want all of whoever's listening, I just want you to really process how you see these women and think about it critically and ask yourself, is that really what I want? Do I want to get plastic surgery? Or do you want to get it just because someone else did it? We have to be original here. And like I said, I'm completely not against plastic surgery at all. But there are a lot of consequences and there are a lot of risks that can go into, the Brazilian butt lift is considered to be one of the most dangerous plastic surgeries because you could inject, when you go to an actual doctor, they take the fat from somewhere, they inject it somewhere in the buttocks. But when you're injecting this fat, doctors don't know where, if that's a main artery, if it's a muscle, they don't know. They're just injecting it, hoping that, you won't die. But it can't be guaranteed. So think about that. And think about how if you were to get breast implants, our bodies, when we're young, we have some stability there, and we can take control of our lives pretty quickly if we can. But once we're older and everything starts to sag, and even now I'm pretty young and my body has gone through changes even at a young age. So later on in life, will that look the same the first day you bought it? No, it won't, probably. No. So you'll keep running into this cycle of keep getting work done. And that's another thing I'm sensing about these women in these docuseries on the internet. They're constantly going back and constantly getting work done. That itself, that can cause financial strain. And just mentally always trying to keep up with your physical self, that can also be draining. Especially pertaining to plastic surgery and getting things quick and getting fast results. So I want women who are contemplating or who constantly find themselves, being envious of other people online, of their bodies. And, our bodies individually, they are our temple. It's nice to be able to have this phone and look at other people, especially their bodies online. It's like, oh, wow, like you have a nice this, you have a nice that. And then some of us may not even look in the mirror. Some of us might not even tell ourselves we're beautiful. Some of us don't give our bodies a chance to develop naturally, or we don't give ourselves the chance to just be. We're always chasing after what other people want. And I just want everyone to sit back and understand and try to think of what they find is beautiful. So, guys, these were just my thoughts about how, how just watching everything unfold on the internet as far as like, plastic surgery. It's a lot. But lately, especially during the panorama and me constantly being on my phone, it's just really upsetting to watch these women with these extreme botched bodies and disformed figures, or just constantly seeing the same bodies. It's just affecting me. And I just want everyone to be real with themselves and just maybe accept your body first. And then if you can't accept it, then get the work done. But don't get really obsessive and don't be extra, because you're playing with one canvas. We only have one body. And I even have to tell myself these things, because I struggle with my own weight. I struggle with my own identity issues. But I can say today, I can say forever, I can say back then, I am beautiful. I've always been beautiful. And whatever I feel that lacks on my body or I could have more of, I can work for that naturally. I can find that spiritually. And I just have to gain the confidence within myself to be comfortable with what I have. And if maybe on later down the line I want to get work done, so be it. But for right now, I'm comfortable with myself. And I hope that people who have a hard time being comfortable with how they look, I know it can be tough, especially since, we're not, some of us are blessed with certain looks. So I really hope that people can actually sit down and be real with themselves. So yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in again. This is Asia. Come back for more videos. If you enjoy this content,